What's up, guys? Chris Teresi here, professional sports bettor, founder of WeCoverSpreads.com. Here to give you all the Friday market breakdown. We're going to talk NBA and Major League Baseball public and sharp positions. This weekend we're upstate, coming to you live again from the upstate pad. You already know. So it's Friday. We got NBA, baseball. I got that all for sale on the site. You can pick up my Friday All Access Pass. I already have an NBA game out. Probably may add some more. Um, Baseball. I have a couple of baseball games out. We had a bet on the early game, the Cubs and Dodgers under. Have a couple other totals we already hit. May add some more throughout the night. You never know what could happen. So my Friday All Access Pass, you can pick that up and keep the money flowing for 2012. Alright, so let's get into this breakdown. We'll start with the NBA. The most recreational bet game in the NBA from just average Joe recreational bettors is the LA Lakers. It's probably not much of a surprise, especially with the Lakers up 2 games to none. They pretty much they didn't cover the last game, but still the betting public really loves to bet the Lakers, especially at cheap favorite prices and dog prices. They love the Lakers and Kobe Bryant during the playoffs. So Lakers very heavy in side bets, money lines, parlays, teasers, all that stuff. So Lakers are heavy. The other 2 games getting 50-50 action basically all the way through. Books are really happy about that. So that keeps the books happy that they're getting 50-50 action. As far as what sharps professionals have done, they like the Bulls. They really liked them at 2 when that was around. Some have settled and grabbed the 1.5. So it seems to me most sharps prefer the Bulls in this game. Against Philly and I guess a lot you talk to say it's a bounce back spot. Philly, a lot of guys I know didn't like the Bulls in game 2, but they said the Bulls in game 3 was a game they're gonna look toward them, and they weren't surprised the Bulls lost game 2, but they were surprised the Bulls lost game 2 as bad as they did. So that's something to keep in mind. But for the most part, most sharp guys I know do like the Bulls, and though there's some guys I have talked to that do like Philly in this spot, and they think Philly has a chance, but predominantly most of the sharps I know still think the Bulls win this series without Derrick Rose. The Nuggets, they've kind of held their own at the sharper books I deal with here in the city, even though regardless of a lot of Lakers action, is still at -4 and never moved. Now I know offshore it's moved down to 3.5 at a lot of shops and even some threes, but that says a lot. Sharps like the Nuggets at -3.5. That was a number they were trying to hit when it opened at 3.5. They took the Nuggets. I guess you could say most of that is for respect for the Nuggets' home court advantage. And if you looked at the series price in the series when it first opened, even odds makers, it was more priced like a 4-5 series rather than a 3-6 series. So now back at home, I know, I guess most sharps feel the Nuggets can win this game on their home floor, even though the Lakers have pretty much, besides the last game, they pretty much dominated the first couple of games, besides a few minutes toward the end there in the last game. The Celtics, here my sharper books, they're up to 8 with a -115 adjusted VIG to bet the Hawks. So that tells me one thing I've spoke to is 7.5. Sharps like the Celtics. Sharps like the Celtics in the series before the series even started. So the series bets, a lot of sharps were on the Celtics here. So now with Josh Smith out as well, although sharps tend to not overreact to injuries like as much as the recreational betting public does, but Josh Smith is worth a lot. He's one of their key rebounders, and a good scoring threat that they have. But so from the guys I've spoke to, local books here, they've told me they take a sharp action on the Celtics at 7.5. At 8, the love stopped, and they said there was no buyback on the Hawks at 8, which is pretty interesting. And no totals to really talk about. Nothing has moved. All sharps have been struggling with the totals so far in the playoffs anyway, something I really noticed. So today they haven't made any big moves, and wasn't surprised because I've been keeping my eye on that, and I thought the totals have been really tight throughout the playoffs, but sharps have kind of they haven't been doing too great with the totals so far in the NBA playoffs. Segue into baseball. Cardinals, Rangers, Rays, and Yankees going to be your 4 biggest public, recreational bettor type of bets on the money line and parlays tied into basketball tonight and all that stuff. So those are going to be your 4 most public bets. As far as sharp money, we've seen sharps take the Tigers, sharps take the Phillies on the money line and the run line. Sharps have taken the Rockies. the St. Louis over, that game got hit, as well as the San Francisco under also got hit. So that kind of gives you the breakdown of kind of what's going on out here in the Friday market, the Friday marketplace. My fault on that one, the St. Louis under. I messed up on that. It's not the St. Louis over. I mean, not the St. Louis over. That was supposed to be the Cincinnati Pittsburgh over. That's the other one there, not the St. Louis over. My fault on that one. So the Cincinnati over, but I do know some guys that did hit the St. Louis game over as well last night. So you could also use that one in there for your breakdown as far as sharp total moves. And that's it really. Like I said, Friday pass. You can get all my bets Friday right at the site. We cover spreads.com. New blog up. Also previewing all of tonight's game from the 8-point swing standpoint, viewpoint, or whatever. Check that out. I'm signing off. Wish you guys the best of luck tonight and throughout the weekend.